Today is the 8th of September and the 7th day of hunger. And on this day, I will talk about the benefits of a population stabilization law. What are the benefits of a global population stabilization law? Beyond the fact that it is a safe, permanent, and fair solution to the population problem, its benefits would be legion and span every aspect of our society: political, economic, social, and ethical. Today, I will cover only the political benefits, just to keep this short. Here they are. Number one, we will regain honesty in government and control of government, while governments themselves will regain their legitimacy and legality. Once a PSL, a Population Stabilization Law, is in place, governments will no longer need to manipulate, cheat, or coerce us to circumvent the checks and balances of democracy, for we will all be integral parts of the population stabilization task. Instead of being a secret imposition from the top down, population control will become an open program that tackles population problems from the bottom up. Citizens and governments will no longer be in an adversarial position, but in one of mutual trust. This will re-legitimize government. Number two, we will regain the rule of law and the separation of powers. Once a PSL is in place, governments will no longer need to circumscribe the judiciary to place the crimes and illegalities committed in the name of population control above and beyond the reach of the law. Nor will it need to blind and handicap the legislative branch of government by hiding the crimes and illegalities committed in the name of population control behind the front of national security. This will re-legalize government. Number three, we will regain a lean and trim government. Once a PSL is in place, governments will no longer need to sustain the many layers of bureaucracy and technocracy or the financial burden of a military-industrial complex, which are necessary evils so long as governments are forced to address the population problem covertly and extrajudicially as a top-down imposition. The population control prerogative has turned governments into monstrosities. This will reduce government. Number four, we will acquire an international system that is moral, equitable, and fair, legal, efficient, transparent, and universal. The UN system and the Bretton Woods financial institutions, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, keep in place a system that pits government against the people. Reward those who devise the most efficient methods of subverting fertility and longevity, and pervert the truth by hiding the real purpose of the international system, which is to control population growth and share resources. And its real methods, which are neither moral nor legal, but constitute crimes against humanity and genocide. And this will rehumanize the international order. Furthermore, once a planetary well-being authority is in place, which is an incipient global government, national governments will gradually become obsolete and will be reduced by 90%, and tasked solely with issues of secondary importance. We do not need 200 third-class national governments that take 50 years to agree on the obvious, by which time it is too little, too late. We need only one world-class government. This will depoliticize our civilization and improve the governance. Number five, we will acquire a social contract, that unspoken agreement that establishes moral and political rules of behavior, and that has been suspended by governments without even informing us and leaving us only with the illusion of its continuing existence. This will remoralize government. Number six, the PSL will depoliticize and disarm science and industry, which have been weaponized and turned on the people. By necessity rather than intent, science has been corrupted and co-opted to create the poisons, protocols, and delivery methods of depopulation into the bodies of every human being on the planet to damage our fertility for the sake of reducing births and our immunity for the sake of increasing deaths. While industry has been corrupted and co-opted to scale up and manufacture the chemical and biological poisons used to adulterate our food system and body care products, to cause damage to fertility and immunity across society. And this will uncorrupt science and industry. Number 7, a PSL will depoliticize organized religions and the spiritual realm. Organized religions are the first geopolitical institutions that were created to deal with mankind's existential problems and enable the advancement of civilization. In the process, the spiritual domain has been hijacked and the very concept of God monopolized to serve as an unchallengeable authority that in time distorted and falsified the very purpose and nature of God, which is man's greatest invention and the ultimate peacekeeping and consensus forging tool. And this will depoliticize organized religions and spirituality. Number 8, a PSL will depoliticize education and the media, which have been weaponized to sow mass distortion, mass indoctrination, and mass propaganda. The destructive effect they're having on society is that it confuses and confounds the public so that no one can no longer know what the truth is and will resign themselves to blindly believing the state propaganda and the lies spewed by those on the payroll of the state, be it directly or indirectly. This will destroy the propaganda and indoctrination machine. Number 9, a PSL will disarm the military-industrial complex of the weapons and technologies used on the civilian population and strip it of the license to sterilize, sicken, and kill innocent and unarmed civilians. As it is, the armed forces and the secret services are waging a silent and perverse war of attrition against their own citizens, without even declaring war on the civilian population, but rather pretending to defend it from foreign and domestic threats, all of which are engineered to justify the crippling cost and to provide the plausible deniability needed to maintain the facade of legitimacy and legality. And this will dissolve the military-industrial complex. Number 10 and last, organized religions, governments, military, science, industry, education, and the media will once again work for us, not against us, as tools of empowerment and enlightenment, and not as tools of disempowerment and confusion. This will place the truth at the center of our civilization to serve as our immovable anchor in reality, which will make it easy to correctly evaluate our predicament and act accordingly. The primary benefits of this will be a just, inclusive, and empowering society that places the truth at the core of our civilization. The truth, as they say, will set us free. Tomorrow, I will talk about the economic benefits of a population stabilization law.